Good morning, traders. Welcome to this video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. My name is Chris from Elite Currency. Let's get started with the euro dollar bullish week so far, and we're getting into basically an all-time high here for this year, at least 2020, with the low point, very low point here, all the way at 106. So substantial uptrend alive, and if we look at this year's yearly candle, it seems like we're very close to having a very bullish close, if of course it closes anywhere around this price level. So I expect more upside next year, but perhaps after a retracement, because if you look at this fib, you can see prices close to that 88.6 fib here at 123.35, which is the short-term target for this push up, and that's maybe where a small bounce could take place at the beginning of 2021, maybe in January. So looking at lower time frames, we see basically, let's even go to the 1 hour chart. We were looking at the break on Monday here of this trend line, and it was a good break, but then it was a very small fall, fast fall. And I was saying, well, let's see if price respects these fibs. I was skeptical because of the momentum at that moment, but I did say that, in my view, it might be worth trading a small position at the 78.6 fib, or maybe even better, I said, wait for a bounce, a pullback, a higher low, and then a continuation. And you can see that once price broke through with the continuation here, it made a decent dash up for about 80 or so, 70 or 80 pips there for a continuation higher. So ultimately, the long-term moving averages yet again respected, as you can see, for the fifth or fourth time, and price continuing higher indeed. So the triangle to the triangle that we talked about, A, B, C, D, E, completed, and now price moving up as part of the uptrend, and probably some type of wave 5 of a 3, for instance. So let's see if this can push a little bit higher. I think it could. Specifically, if it stays above 122.50, it certainly could, and I think it go up to that 123.25 target for the moment, which is the main target at this point. Which roughly at that zone, there could also be a bigger bearish bounce, and then we'll have to see, I think, how price bounces at that zone. If we get some type of flag pattern like this, back to the long-term moving averages, that could indicate that the uptrend is still very much in control, and after the flag is finished, we can see a continuation of that uptrend. All right, so we can zoom out to a little bit higher time frames, put the fib from maybe from here to here, for instance, and if it hits that 123.25, it could go back to the 23.6 fib at 122, or the 38.2 fib at 121.25, maybe even the 50 fib at 120.60. Those all would be bouncing spots and support levels for an uptrend continuation. All right, pound USD. Not as bearish as I thought, because to me, it looked like there would be one more swing lower after price broke through this. It didn't break through that, so there was no confirmation of that breakout. The moving averages were too strong and ultimately held price and stopped price from continuing lower. And we did get a break to the upside. That was not even the most important thing. I think that this fractal here, that is now being broken, is key, because that's the fractal. It could still be an ABC pattern easily, like this, and then move lower. But with this fractal break, that's becoming less likely at this moment. So I must say that to me, this looked like an ABC, an A here, and I thought that we'll get a wave C like this back to support zone and then a bounce. That does not seem to be happening, and but luckily we never got the confirmation here. So what else is going on? It's difficult to say for me at this moment. It could be that this is an ABC completed, but I don't understand this piece. It could be, it looks just to me like quite a choppy piece up, like a zigzag. So that's a little bit a question mark. It could be maybe some leading diagonal, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. That is possible. And that's a wave 1, and that this is an ABC for 2, and that we would be at the beginning of a wave 3. In that case, there would be a lot of upside potential there for the pound. I'm not sure about that, to be honest, with a double top here close by, but it is looking bullish. Just don't have a particular wave pattern that fits that, in my view, at this moment, except maybe the leading diagonal and a wave 3 coming up. But for wave 3 to materialize, we would need to see, pretty strong daily candle today, at the very least. Not something like this, but maybe even stronger, preferably, but at least something like this. The stronger the better. That could indicate that price is ready to break north. In that case, if we get a good daily candle, then on the 50-minute chart, I would be looking for a bull flag and continuation higher. Not necessarily this week, but maybe next week, as we resume trading again in 2021. So, yeah, that would be key. Of course, in the event that there's a turnaround today or tomorrow and suddenly price flies down like that and breaks through the 21 EMA for the second time, in that case, I think we're getting the scenario I talked about on Monday, which is that bigger wave C down towards support. And we could see a substantial fall here from 135-ish to 132-ish. Sorry, that should be red. And then a bounce back up. So 21 EMA is very important because that could be the second break, and that could confirm a bigger push lower. All right. By the way, if you're interested in getting some sponsorships from our providers, go to providers and then sponsorships, and check out all the offers from various brokers. You can, of course, choose the one that you think is most interesting. Specifically, a very interesting offer from Monfex broker, as I mentioned a couple of times already. ECS Live for 6 months for free, and UK residencies are allowed with this broker as well, by the way. That's it for now. Wish you all great trading, and see you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.